Hello guys, guess what you're getting today? Another voiceover video. Well, as you can see on the screen, I'm outside and I'm repotting a jungle cactus. Yes, this is a cactus. It doesn't look like that, but believe me, it's a cactus. You're getting a voiceover because when I'm repotting outside, or especially doing anything outside, there are some factors that are not good if I'm just talking there. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you what I'm doing. I'm just removing these hanger clip thingies from the pot, and I'm just gonna take out the jungle cactus from its pot because I want to repot it. And yeah, I'm really scared that I'm just gonna break something on this cactus because it's fabulous, it's huge, and I just need to get it out from the pot. So I'm just gonna squeeze the pot and get it out. Now, I wanted to do a voiceover because when I'm repotting outside, well, for sure I would need to like shout at the camera, and that would be not funny, especially because my neighbors and the people on the street would actually see me shouting at the camera while repotting a plant. Yeah, that's fun, so I didn't do that. Now, as you can see, I removed the plant from the pot, and I'm just so hyped about the root system. This is the pot, by the way. It has these holes and this tray which is attached to the pot, so it's kind of a semi-hydro-y pot, so it's easy to water it. And I just try to remove some of this soil, of the original soil, because when I bought it, it was a discounted plant. I think though this is the Rhipsalis cassutha. I'm not like 100% sure about that, but I think it is. So I bought it at a discount for like €3, which is like nothing for this plant. It wasn't this huge, but you know, it grew because that's what plants do usually, you know. And I'm just removing, well, the majority of the soil, the original soil, because I did not repot it when I bought it because I was just really scared that I will just ruin the whole plant. So repotting was really just due because the medium was really old. This soil was actually smelly, so yeah, at this point I was just trying to get rid of some of the original soil. And I decided that I will repot into a cactus mix soil which I prepared. You can see this huge jar here. I prepared my soil mix. It's just a mixture. I cannot tell you like percentages. By the way, this is the root system. It's a fabulous root system, and I was really just pleased about it when I took the plant out from the original pot. I was really just shook at to the core by the fabulousness of the root system. And yeah, my dog is there and I'm just playing with her because, you know, she has this ball and she loves that ball. So yeah, playing with the dog in the meantime. I had there my trash can thingy. I'm not just I'm not just sweeping away this soil onto the ground that it will disappear by time. No, nothing like that. I had my that garbage thingy there, and I just removed the soil. I just throw the soil out into that. And yeah, now this is this fabulous pot. And I was thinking, now what should I do? Well, you can actually see me not being able to think about any method I could plant it. Now I've got an idea. Now let my soothing voice guide you through these minutes when I'm not on the screen. Well, I went for sphagnum moss because I realized that if I will cover the holes with like pebbles or anything, the soil will be too far away from the tray and the water in the tray. So I decided that I will use sphagnum moss pieces as coverage for these holes on the bottom, and they will act as a wick, so they can wick up the water from the tray if there is any water left there. And usually I leave there water for the plant and the soil to actually be hydrated. So yeah, I just put sphagnum moss pieces on these holes, And I think this is a really good idea, even if this is like not an orchid or whatever, because with orchids, if I'm using organic soil, well, as you can see, I cover the holes there. When I'm using organic soil with orchids, I'm using sphagnum moss on the bottom, so it can wick up moisture if there is any moisture left in the tray. I'm using this technique for like a lot of years now with organic medium if I'm repotting orchids, but I thought, well, this is a cactus and maybe I can pull this thing off by with the same method anyways. So yeah, I just tried that. Then I put a layer of soil on the sphagnum moss layer, so it will be covered, but I had these 4 holes there. Well, I could cover these holes with pebbles because they are not gonna touch the water in the tray because they are a level higher up, but I decided, well, I have here sphagnum moss, I'm gonna use sphagnum moss. If I'm doing something, do it properly. So sphagnum moss is there. I'm just covering the holes. You saw that aesthetically pleasing bag I have my sphagnum moss in. Well, that's some real shit there. Now I'm covering the sphagnum moss again with soil, so it won't like move away or anything, because that would be really sad and really bad. I just don't want to, I don't want that to happen. I wanted to put the plant inside, but I realized it's going to be hard, and it was hard. Watch me struggle with it. It's going to be great. I wanted to fit the root system into the pot, so I started to twist on the pot so the roots will be arranged a little bit in a spirally way, and by that I wanted to ensure that the roots can actually root down into the soil, that level of soil which is on the bottom of the pot. And right now I didn't have to do anything else just to fill up the pot, so I decided that I will lean the plant to one side of this pot so I can fill up this side, and after it I thought that I will like flip the whole plant over, which is like really funny to like think and do that actually. But in the end it like worked out just fine, so I'm doing that. Watch me struggle again with this huge plant. I feel sometimes this channel is like nothing else but struggling with huge plants. And I realized that the plant is like not positioned really well, so I'm just repositioning the plant and stuff. Well, right now I don't think there is anything interesting happening on the screen besides me just picking out the dead parts and dead leaves or whatever's from this plant. So I'm just gonna fill up the pot. So let's talk about the soil mix which I have there. I cannot tell you the percentages and whatever's because I'm not using like strict percentages for these soil mixes which I make. There is just mainly cactus soil mix and perlite, and I put there a little bit of coconut coir and also just regular all-purpose gardening soil because I just like to use that kind of medium. And yeah, my dog is just chilling besides me because she thinks that is fun to watch me repot. Well, I cannot blame her because my viewers do the same, you do the same, so yeah. I just don't get monetized because my dog is watching me. Just a few words about the care of the Rhipsalis cassutha. It's a jungle cactus and they are epiphytes. They are actually attached to tree trunks and they are living there up in the sky and attached to these branches and stuff. So actually, even if it's I had just mosquitoes there, so a little bit scratching of the legs and also playing with the dog, that's the fun part. So these jungle cacti are actually epiphytes attached to tree trunks, but in cultivation you can pull off their repotting if you are using these kinds of really coarse soils like cactus mix soils mixed up with like perlite and stuff. So it's not like strictly very epiphyte plants like orchids are, but still they need their fair share of air and the drying out. Also, if we're talking about the light for these plants, Well, they need, I would say they need partial light because they can actually survive higher light levels, but they will do fine in bright shade. Also, as they are attached to the branches, they are actually shaded by the canopy of the trees, so they are getting this depth light. You can just regularly fertilize it with cactus fertilizer and they will be happy. About the humidity, I cannot tell you anything because I haven't had any problems with that. I guess since they are jungle cacti, they will need like higher humidity, but my humidity is like not like super high, it's like rather on these middle levels, and they just grow really well. There is no problems with that, with the humidity, so that's fine. Actually, with the watering, I can tell you that I'm not letting them dry out like really perfectly to bone dry. I think there is some tiny amount of moisture in the pot when I'm watering them again, but sometimes I'm just watering them when they are bone dry because I just forgot to water them. You know, that's a thing that plant growers do, so don't judge me, please. And right now I decided, since this plant was just lopsided, there was a lot of greenery on one side of the pot and there was just nothing and bareness and emptiness on the other side. I decided to make sure that there is greenery and there is these branches and leaves or whatever these are on every side of the actual pot. Well, since the plant was grown mainly on one side, and that's not my fault, that's the fault of the actual store in which I bought it, because you know that was one of the reasons it was discounted. Well, I was trying to spread it out evenly on all the sides, and these finishing steps are just really easy. I just needed to attach these hangers to the pot again, so I just lift it up and that's all. I tried to shake off any remaining soil or whatever, and by now I was really happy that there was like no green stuff on the table. Okay, there was one tiny branch, but nothing else broke off from the plant, so I was happy about that. So yeah, this is the finished product. It's repotted, it's watered, and it's going back to its original place. It's getting pretty bright light in the morning time. I would say it's not like full sun, but it's nearly full, and then it's getting rather shadier things and it's going to be bigger and bolder. I'm doing Instagram quizzes weekly. Well, it's weekly right now, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen in the future. Maybe I'm not gonna have time to do weekly quizzes, but so far it's working out for me, so that's great. I'm doing weekly quizzes, and one of the themes was jungle cacti. We have different themes like each week. Quite a few times I'm just taking requests and suggestions. It's fun, it's great, and I definitely research these questions, so I don't want to like lie and whatever. So if you like these trivia nights and quizzes, my Instagram account is your place. Go there and wait for my quizzes to like pop out and then participate. And yeah, so this is my video for today and I hope you liked it. Click on the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to click on the bell button so you get notifications and I can like pop up in your suggestions and whatever. Follow me on Instagram, do my quizzes on Instagram because they are fun, and see you next time, and bye guys.